Why is this failure here? My mother's voice cuts through the grand ballroom like a knife. Sharp, intentional, meant to hurt. The room falls quiet. Conversations stop. Champagne glasses freeze midair. All eyes turn, drawn by the cold anger in her voice. My younger sister Sophia crosses her arms. Her lips twist into a smug smile. "You're not on the guest list," she says loudly, giving everyone a reason to start whispering. My father, Gregory Carter, stays still. He doesn't flinch, doesn't look at me, doesn't even acknowledge I'm there. He just sips his drink, his posture stiff, like I'm invisible. I didn't expect anything different. I take a slow step forward. My heels click on the marble. Floor, sharp, steady, like a countdown. Each step rings out, not just a sound, but a statement. A warning. The Grand Bellevue Hotel, this glittering palace of money and pride, was made for people like them. Not for the forgotten, not for the discarded. But tonight, I don't just exist. I take up space. I own this moment. I feel the ripple move through the crowd, the way they shift their glasses, the way their eyes narrow with curiosity. They sense something is coming, even if they don't know what. Then I see it, the first real crack in their perfect little world. Not from my mother, not from Sophia, but from Ryan Sterling, Sophia's fiancé. His smirk disappears. His whole body goes tense. His fingers twitch slightly. His throat moves in a hard swallow. He looks like he's seen a ghost. Interesting. I tilt my head. I let. The silence stretch, thick and heavy. I want them to feel it. This pause, this breath before the fall. And then, calm and in control, I speak. Just one sentence. "Do you really not know who I am?" The room shifts instantly. Whispers rise like smoke. Silk dresses brush against the polished floor. Conversations crack and break apart. I watch my mother's hand tighten around her champagne glass. I see Sophia's sure smile falter just for a second. They expected me to hide, to shrink, to be the same powerless girl they threw away, but I don't. I smile, slow and steady, like a knife sliding from its sheath. "My name," I say, "is Isabel Carter." And with that, I watch their perfect world begin to shake. I still remember the cold that night. It wasn't just the winter wind. It was the feeling sinking into my bones, the sting of being unwanted, the weight of being abandoned, the harsh truth that I was truly alone. Gregory Carter, my father, stood in the doorway of our grand estate. His arms were crossed, his face unreadable. Behind him, my mother, Margaret, didn't even look at me. She sipped her wine and stared, past me like I was already gone, and Sophia. She stood behind them in her warm coat, smiling like this was all some joke, like pushing me out was just another easy decision. "You're a burden," my mother said, cool and emotionless. "A waste of time. A waste of money." I wanted to scream, to fight back, to beg, but I knew it wouldn't matter. "No buts, Isabel," my father interrupted. His voice was as cold as the night air. "You're an adult. Figure it out." Then the door closed. Just like that, I was gone. Erased. I remember staring at that door, hoping it would open again, hoping someone would come after me. No one came after me. No one even looked back. The wind howled through the empty streets as I held my coat tighter, trying to stay warm. My entire life had shrunk down to 1728 in my pocket and the clothes I was wearing. For 3 nights, I slept behind Rosie's diner, curled up near the dumpsters. The heat from the kitchen vents barely kept me from freezing. I was starving. I was beyond tired, every muscle heavy, every step harder than the last. But I didn't give in. I wouldn't break. On the 4th morning, someone found me. Rita Dawson, the diner's owner, stood over me, arms crossed, her sharp eyes full of questions. "If you're going to loiter," she said, tossing a broom at my feet, "you might as well make yourself useful." That was my first real break. I scrubbed floors, washed dishes, worked every shift they gave me without a single complaint. By the end of that month, Rita gave me an old cot in the back storage room. By the end of the year, I'd saved enough to start classes at community college, and I didn't stop. I couldn't stop. By 20, I earned a full scholarship to a top business program. At 23, I was interning at a fast-growing medical startup. At 27, I launched my own medical nutrition brand, one that would change the industry and make me millions. And the Carters? They never knew. Because they didn't deserve to. Sophia recovers first, of course. She lifts her chin, that smug little smile returning to her lips. The golden child, always confident, always untouchable. She lets out a short laugh, loud and mocking, making sure the people nearby hear it. "Oh God, Isabel, you just had to show up and embarrass yourself, didn't you?" she says with a sneer. Her voice oozes fake concern, but it's all about control. "Still desperate for attention, huh? Couldn't even make it through college and now you're here. What? Trying to crash my wedding?" I smile slowly, intentionally. "Oh?" I say, tilting my head just a little. "Is that what they told you?" For the first time, something shifts in her eyes. A small flicker of doubt. I reach into my clutch and pull out a folded sheet of paper. I unfold it slowly, deliberately, letting the silence stretch and the tension build. Then I hold it up just enough for Ryan, her fiancé standing stiff beside her, to see. His eyes scan the page, and all the color drains from his face. "What is this?" he asks. His voice is quiet, but there's a sharp edge underneath. Sophia shifts beside him, her fingers curling into fists. "Oh, please," she snaps. "She's making it up." "It's your academic record," I reply calmly. "The one that proves you never finished medical school." A hush ripples through the guests standing close enough to hear. Ryan doesn't move. He just keeps staring at the document in my hand, like he's trying to make it disappear. His jaw tightens. His fingers twitch at his sides. He knows it's real. Sophia glances between the two of us and I see it, panic, creeping in behind her eyes. Then she laughs. Not a nervous laugh. No. This is loud, fake, and dramatic. She throws her head back like she's heard the best joke of her life. "This is pathetic," she says, scoffing, shaking her head like I'm the one who's lost everything. "You show up with some fake paper and think you can ruin my wedding?" She steps forward, voice rising. "Honestly, Isabel, I should be flattered. It's so obvious you're jealous." She waves a hand toward herself, like she's presenting her perfect life. "Look at me," she says, voice sharp with pride. "Look at my life. I have everything you don't. A successful fiancé, a loving family, a future you could only dream of." I don't flinch. I don't argue. I just take one calm, confident step closer. My voice stays calm and even. "If I'm so irrelevant," I murmur, "why do you look so nervous?" Sophia's smirk falters, just for a second, but I catch it. So does Ryan. His grip tightens around the paper still in his hand. "Sophia," he says slowly, his voice cold and steady. "Tell me this isn't true." She scoffs again, but her laugh sounds different now. There's a crack in it, thin and shaky. "Oh my God, Ryan, you're actually believing her?" she snaps. "You know how she is. She twists everything. She lies just to get attention." "Lies?" I cut in smoothly. "That's interesting, because I've got more." The mood in the room shifts, sharp and electric. Tension crackles in the air like a coming storm. Then Margaret, ever the queen, always calculating, steps forward. Enough of this nonsense, she snaps, voice clipped and cold. I will not let you ruin your sister's wedding with these ridiculous claims. I turn to face her head on. Oh, Margaret, I say with a small, knowing smile. You, of all people, should know. I don't make claims. I present facts. And then I drop the real bomb. Why don't we talk about the financial fraud investigation into the Carter family clinic? Dead silence. Gregory Carter, my father, the man who once turned his back on me without a second thought, stiffens. His jaw clenches. A twitch flickers across his face. I reach into my clutch once more, this time pulling out a sleek black USB drive. I twirl it between my fingers, slowly, watching as realization hits him like a punch to the gut. I have bank statements, I say lightly, emails, legal records, all the proof anyone would need that your beloved family clinic has been committing insurance fraud for years. Sophia gasps. Margaret's grip tightens so hard on her glass, it looks like it might shatter. Gregory turns pale. Around the room, the whispers grow louder. Soft murmurs turn into shocked gasps. That's ridiculous, Gregory finally says, voice low and firm. You don't know what you're talking about. I step closer. My voice drops just enough for only him to hear. You didn't think anyone would find out, did you? He flinches. For the first time in my life, I see something I never thought I'd witness. Gregory Carter, afraid. Then Dr. Manning steps forward. Psst. His face is flushed, his fists clenched at his sides. The once composed, respected hospital director now looks like a man who realizes he's been used. His voice slices through the stunned quiet. You told me she had her degree, he says, eyes burning into Gregory. You vouched for her. You guaranteed her credentials were real. Margaret, always quick to recover, straightens her back. Her smile returns, but it doesn't reach her eyes. Dr. Manning, she says smoothly, this is a misunderstanding. Whatever my daughter did or didn't. She never graduated, I interrupt, voice steady and clear. She never even came close. Ryan still hasn't moved. He just stands there, staring at the paper in his hand. His knuckles are white. His breathing is uneven. Finally, he exhales, slow and shaky. Then he turns to Sophia, his voice low and unnervingly calm. Tell me this isn't true. Sophia says nothing. Ryan's face hardens. His fingers move slowly to the engagement ring on his hand. He grips it tight. I defended you, he mutters, just loud enough to hear. I trusted you. And the whole time you were just... He stops. Himself lets out a sharp, bitter laugh. No humor, just betrayal. And without another word, Ryan yanks the ring off his finger and throws it at Sophia's feet. The metallic clink as it hits the marble floor echoes through the ballroom like a gunshot. Sophia gasps, a broken sound, and reaches for him. But Ryan steps back, his face twisted, with hurt and disgust. Don't, he says sharply. His voice shakes, not from fear, but from betrayal. Margaret's eyes go wide. She rushes forward, her voice switching to soft, sweet persuasion, the kind she's mastered over years of manipulation. Ryan, sweetheart, she pleads. Let's be reasonable. You and Sophia are meant to be. A few mistakes don't change. That. Ryan shakes his head slowly, pain etched into every line of his face. You don't get it, he says quietly, but with steel in his voice. It's not one mistake. It's everything. Every lie, every cover-up, every scam. He turns toward me, eyes clouded with something unreadable. Maybe anger, maybe guilt, maybe both. She was right. Margaret's mouth opens, but no words come. For the first time, there's fear in her eyes. Real fear. But I'm not finished. Not yet. I inhale deeply, then let the air out slow, calm, letting silence settle before I speak. Again. Then I drop the final blow. "You've been using my identity for tax fraud," I say, clear and steady. "For over a decade." Gasps explode around the room. Margaret's hand flies to her mouth. Gregory goes pale as paper. Guests begin to talk. No more whispers now, just loud, shocked voices. "That's a lie," Gregory shouts, voice cracking. His eyes burn with panic. I give him a cool smile. "Is it?" I reply. Then I reach into my clutch again and hold up a second USB drive between two fingers. "I had my identity checked a few months ago. Imagine how shocked I was to find someone's been filing false tax returns using my name. And guess who owns the business linked to it? The Carter Family Clinic." Dr. Manning spins toward his assistant, snapping, "Call the legal team, now." Gregory tries to lunge at me, but security steps in. They catch his arms before he gets close. He fights against them as the truth crashes down on him. "You think you're better than us?" he screams, voice wild. I meet his eyes, calm and steady. "I don't have to think it," I say smoothly. "I know it." Security pulls him back as Margaret stumbles, her carefully polished exterior finally crumbling. Her eyes dart around the room, desperate and cornered. Guests are backing away now, watching with wide eyes and whispering harsh words behind raised glasses. The Carters, once seen as powerful and perfect, are now just a public scandal unraveling in real time. And Sophia? She's dropped to her knees. Her beautiful white wedding dress a wrinkled heap around her. Tears stream down her face, her sobs raw and shaking. The diamond ring Ryan threw still lies on the floor in front of her, cold, untouched, forgotten. Just like she left me years ago. I take one final look at everything. The wreckage, the chaos, the truth finally exposed. Then I turn my back on all of it. Security begins moving quickly, guiding Gregory and Margaret toward the exit. Their protests mean nothing now, their voices drowned out by the rising tide of murmurs. Their name, their reputation, their power, all of it is slipping away. Dr. Manning is already on his phone, making arrangements. Gregory's medical license will be gone before the sun sets. And the IRS? They'll be coming fast. The Carter family's empire is collapsing, brick by brick. Their fake smiles, their dirty secrets, their untouchable status. Gone. And Sophia? She's still on the floor, sobbing into the marble. The glint of the engagement ring beside her catches the chandelier light like a spotlight on her shame. No one offers to help her. No one moves to comfort her. She is exactly what I once was. Alone. Unwanted. Forgotten. I take one last look. Not because I miss them. Not because I feel pity. But because I want to remember this moment. The moment the people who threw me away finally had to face the consequences. Sophia lifts her tear-streaked face, voice trembling. "Isabel." The words I once would have begged to hear. The voice I once would have clung to. But that girl, the one who needed their approval, who craved their love, she died that night. In the cold. When they shut the door and left me outside. I tilt. My head slightly studying Sophia. Then I give her a small, quiet smile. "You never cared about me," I say softly, my voice low and final. "And now? I don't care about you." Her lips quiver. A fresh sob rises in her throat. But I don't stay to hear it. I turn, calm and steady, and I walk away, right through the ruins of their perfect little world. Outside, the air is crisp and sharp, clean, like taking the first deep breath after escaping a burning house. The city stretches out in front of me, glowing and alive, completely unaware of the storm I just left behind. And there, leaning against his car, is Nathan. He doesn't say anything at first, just watches me, his dark eyes full of quiet knowing. He doesn't ask if I'm okay. He doesn't have to. Instead, one brow lifts slightly, his mouth twitching, in the hint of a smile. So, cake? I blink, caught off guard. Then I laugh. Not a polite chuckle. Not a bitter laugh. A real one. Loud and free and full of something I hadn't felt in years. Yes, I say, still grinning. Let's get cake. Because revenge was never the point. Freedom was. And now I am finally, truly free.